Summer season at the campground has come to an end. We had a lot of fun boating. Okay. It's a very nice, easy sail this morning. No motor. Everything's going pretty smoothly. We got on a little bit of a heel there coming out. Pretty nice. There's a little tiny sailboat off in the distance. Getting a little sporty out here. A few white caps. Probably 2-foot waves right now. Every once in a while. There's some roller ones coming in. Other than that, it's not too bad. Probably going against the wind and the tide right now. Spending time with family. Back to Indian Acres. So short 40-minute little boat ride, just so they can experience what the sassafras has to offer. What do you think so far? Is our Macgregor tiny but mighty?
Oh yeah.
It's very full in the cockpit. Enjoying the new camper. All right, we woke up early. It's Thursday. We were gonna go to the beach because there wasn't going to be much wind, but Kurt just went outside. There's a breeze, so we're gonna go for an early morning sail. It is 8 o'clock. So we're gonna go sailing and then come back and then maybe go to the beach. So gotta get dressed. Really made the summer very comfortable, very easy to sleep and stay cool all summer long. So it was a great addition. But unfortunately, we had to take Macgregor out. And this was the last day that we were at camp. So enjoy these little clips. Got a bunch of bird crap on the boat. But we are back at the boat launch. Macgregor is coming out for the year. It's gonna get a good clean down, that's for sure. Kurt's grabbing the trailer. Hopefully it won't be busy, crazy wet, because it is starting to rain. And we can get the boat out of the water. I'm gonna go empty the ballast so it's not freaking 1,000 pounds heavier than it needs to be. The Mac is sitting dry. Whole summer sitting in the water really made the bottom nasty. Look at my depth sonar thing. It's got quite the grass growing on it there. Nothing too freakies in the bilge pump. Not the bilge pump, in the bilge. In the ballast. I always call it a bilge. It's a ballast. There's bird poop over everything. And just general griminess. It doesn't look like any barnacles really formed where we didn't have anti-fouling, so that's good. Just a bunch of grass probably got wiped off when we were pulling it up onto the trailer. I'm sweating. All right, now we're gonna take the mast down. So if you want to see how we did that, I got a video from last year that's pretty good. But this video is not going to include all of that, so yeah, go check that one out. Alright, so doing everything with the boat is only half of the challenge today because we have to get the camper out of the boat's parking spot where we store the boat over the winter, and the camper is currently parked there. So we're going to lower the mast, trailer this over to the camper, disconnect it, connect to the camper, pull that out, park it somewhere, reconnect the boat, get the boat backed in to under the pavilion. It's a hell of a day. Alright, task 1, maybe like 3. I'm covered in bugs and bird done. We got the boat onto the trailer, we got the mast down, and currently we are taking it back to our campsite. Kurt's behind me with the dinghy. And yeah, so wish us luck. We figure out a good plan to get the camper out from under the pavilion, park it somewhere, and then be able to get the boat all nice and snugly back under the pavilion. That's our goal today. Alright, we made it back to camp. And before we do the shuffle, we have to get the camper all ready to move. That includes emptying out the black tank and the gray tank. Everything needs done. To rinse off the Bimini, it's got bird poop all over it. The dinghy needs deflated, and we need to like situate all that. Then also everything with the camper needs done before we disconnect it, and then reconnect it to the van. Pull it out. I think we're gonna park it like right here, disconnect it, reconnect to the boat, and then back the boat in to where the camper is. So it is oh my gosh, it's 3 o'clock already. We better get to moving because it gets dark around 7. All right. Okay, so it's 4:30. We are done getting everything moved around where it's gonna go. Let's move in the paddleboard onto the dinghy trailer, which no longer has the dinghy on it because we're taking it home to work on it. That and the motor. But now the boat is parked, the dinghy trailer is parked. There's enough room here for the golf cart and whatever to all be stowed away here for the season. So it fits on there great. Yeah, it's like it was meant for it or something. So we just need to put everything away, lock up, and then hit the road. So camper's already hitched and ready to go. Everything is stowed, and yeah. Kurt's got to put away his motorbike. Yeah, all the toilets have been cleaned out. All of our buckets of water have been emptied. So we'll probably come back a time or two in the winter time or later fall and enjoy the camp without the camper. That's okay because we have our little tent under the pavilion. So burn our wood pellets, enjoy the nice crisp air with no bugs. One more thing to do before we leave the campground, and that's empty our tanks. And we had the water tank, hot water heater tank is what's still dripping right now. So it holds a lot of water. I was in there walking around and I heard something sloshing and I was like, what the heck is still full of water in there? And that's what it was. So we emptied out our gray and black tank. We drained the shower and toilet lines. And then we got the hot water heater and the sink lines draining right now. So it'll be all ready to winterize when we get back home. And yeah, that's it for our Indian Acres boat season. With the Macgregor anyway. Ooh. Alright, it is the next day and we safely made it home with the camper around 8:30 last night. So it was too dark to record anything. But this is our current parking setup where we have the van, the Potter, and the camper all next to each other. But hopefully at some point, once we get the doors replaced here on the shed that we painted earlier in the month, we'll be able to put the Potter in here. So free up a parking spot and keep it nice and protected in this shed once we replace the doors. And Kurt just left to go get a socket wrench for the spark plug for our Mercury outboard motor that we normally have on the dinghy. We're going to put it on the Potter, just to see how it works on there. It's not a long shaft or anything. But yesterday when we were taking our other boat out of the water, I was operating the dinghy, so of course it's my fault now that the Mercury won't start at all. So he's been trying to get it to run all morning long and just won't start. So hopefully when he replaces the spark plug, looks at the fuel oil filters. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Hopefully he can get it to start. Because without it, all we have is a big paddle to use on the Potter when it's not windy. We do plan on taking the Potter up to the Finger Lakes in New York for its first trip around October 10th for our wedding anniversary. So we are trying to get it in tip-top shape for that trip. We have to buy the batteries for it so that the lights will work in the cockpit and the running lights. And Kurt is also thinking about getting a trolling motor so we can just use an electric motor instead of the Mercury, but that requires another battery for that. So he might get 2 batteries today and order a trolling motor with like 55 pounds of force, just in case we get into some dicey situations. It should be able to push the Potter along well enough to get us out of them, hopefully. So all those things need to arrive before we can take it anywhere for our trip. But yeah, so we got those batteries, trolling motor, and to finish getting everything registered and titled the way that it needs to be so that it's ours. New spark plug, new gas, and Kurt was able to get the motor running better than ever. So it's never really been able to idle before. Last time I had it in this position, it just died. And then we couldn't get it to restart again. But new spark plug, new gas seems to have fixed that. And now it's a nice water feature in my stock tank pool. If I wanted a whirlpool, all I have to do is put it in gear. So unsafe. That's true. Kurt just said. But yeah, it's working great. It's not dying or anything. Give it some power. Yeah. Not even full throttle, and it's running really well. Last time I was giving it full throttle and it was all like, I'm gonna die any second. Yeah, so that would have been nice to have working correctly all summer.
It'll work great for the sailboat.
What was that?
It'll work great for the sailboat.
Very good. Good job. So as you can tell, the Macgregor is out of the water. So we haven't sold it or anything. It's still ours. We still have the Macgregor. We're going to be putting it back in the water in the springtime. But in the meantime, we will have our little Potter to put around in. And we do have a quick trip planned for it next weekend. We are probably one step away from being completely ready to take it and put it on some water. So just titles and registration is kind of what we're waiting for. Kurt got a trolling motor for it, and we got the dinghy engine working again too. So we're not sure which one we're going to take on our trip, but that is sure to be a fun adventure getting to figure out this little trailer sailor. So stay tuned for all those. Thanks for watching. Bye.